Hey guys, so I'm gonna make a quick update. I know I said I was gonna do videos every 2 weeks, and that wasn't working out for me because I felt that you guys wouldn't have noticed much of a change as I would have with using Kelaid every 2 weeks. I don't feel it really shows how well the product works across camera. And honestly, that's just like a common thing for cameras not to really pick up on things, but I'm gonna point out some things and also talk about some other treatment options that I'm probably going to be looking into while still using Kelaid. So let me explain to you about how I'm feeling with my scar. Okay, so to you guys, I don't know if you guys see much of a difference, but I'm gonna point out the difference that I see in person with my scar. So as I've always said in my past videos, this area has become completely flat. It was never really much of a keloid here anyways. And then this area as well was thicker. As you can see, it's becoming more flush with the skin. If I were to pinch it, you can see like it's flat. Same with this. It looks like it's really protruding, but it's really, it's really not that sticking out that far. So there's glitter on me. This one just started now getting flat on top. It used to be more of a round, but as I said, it's flattening, moving very slow, but it is definitely changing. Same with right here. I'm gonna fix that. It looks like over camera, it's really protruding. I mean, obviously, yes, it is very protruding from my skin, as you can see. From my past videos, I believe that this stuck out so much further than it is now. And with this area, this whole area was thicker than what it is. And as you can see on the edges, it's starting to smooth out. Okay, sorry, I got interrupted. But as I was saying, you can see that edges are like smoothing out with my skin. And at first I was freaking out because I thought this part, it's a little nodule, as I'm gonna call it, it's a little round ball part. It's really very thick, but I thought it was getting bigger. But the only reason why it had that illusion is because this was getting flatter when this all used to be even in the way that it protruded. As you can see, it's like sunken in right here, but this one's taking a long time. And that's my issue, and that's why I'm going to talk about possibly starting new treatment. This here was, I believe it's grown a little bit in length. No idea. I can tell it's getting closer to this scar. I can tell over months, maybe even next year, it might be completely connected to my scar. It's like my scar is like going inwards, shrinking wise. So this is why it's starting to connect, and there's absolutely no keloiding here. So not sure why this one's reacting that way, but in the middle, if you can see, there's kind of a dip in the scar, and it's soft in that middle, but the outer edges again is the issue. And here the scar has gotten so much flatter than what it used to be. Let me focus that. Yes, it's gotten a lot flatter. These used to stick out rounded on top. Both of these were rounded on top. I'm sure you guys can, I'll try to add pictures, but as you can see, it is getting very flat and flush with the skin. It's just moving very slow. This pocket here used to be deeper. It's becoming more shallow. Scar here as well on this area used to be more domed shaped and protrude more, and now it's like kind of looks like it deflated a little bit, as I'm gonna word it, as you can see, because it kind of just looks like it deflated. But yes, it's gotten really flat, and honestly I think I've been massaging it like really hard because sometimes it just gets itchy and the massaging feels good, but I did that to help break down the scar tissue, and I believe it worked. Here, I think I've said in my last video, there's like a pocket, literally can stick a toothpick in there And then I'd put medication like in there as well, just to not skip any areas. But it got like really raw one day, I think, because I was just like maybe overdoing it. Sorry, it's unfocused. And so I just kind of left that area out. But I more so now try to focus the Kelaid on my outer scar, because all this in the middle, like the scar tissue in the middle has been breaking down, but for whatever reason on the outer edges is just taking so much longer. It's working, it's just taking longer. I'm assuming because that area of my scar is thicker. And as you can see, the scar used to be kind of stiff, but now it's like, I can like squeeze it. It's like soft. But in these areas, the scar tissue has broken down, but not on the edges. So that's why I've made an appointment for November to get steroids injection, like the Keloid injections. The doctor that did my treatment said to get the steroid injections followed by the laser treatments. I was doing some research from another doctor in New York, and he felt that for whatever reason, the laser treatments just caused further problems. I don't need that. So I want to try getting Keloid steroid injections. I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the background. Sorry about that. So with the Keloid injections, I'm going to ask that the doctor do it with a thinner gauge needle, because that's, for one, needles can cause you to get keloids in general. I don't have that issue. I haven't had that issue with needles, but I am going to ask for them to do a smaller gauge. You can't go too small because keloids are hard to get through and you don't want the needle to break. But I'm going to ask for that. I'm going to ask that they focus on the outer edges and completely just fill up the scar with the steroids, but more so focus all on the outer edges, because the inside, like I said, the scar tissue is breaking down. I don't want them to put injections in here and then the scar is completely gone in the middle, but I still have these. That would look crazy. That would look really weird. So I want them to focus on the outside, and when I feel like scar is like evened out, then they can go ahead and inject like the entire scar. So I decided to pass on laser treatment. Maybe I'll do more research on it, but where I live, not a lot of doctors do it. There's one place here that does it, but I don't know. There is another procedure that I'm willing to try if the steroid injections do not work. It is called, I believe it's called, if I'm wrong, I will correct it down below, but I believe it is called cryotherapy, or either cryo shape. But the one I'm going for is the doctor will take a Q-tip and dip it in liquid nitrogen, a cotton Q-tip, and dip it in liquid nitrogen, and then he'll hold it on my scar. Then when my scar turns white, he'll move to the next area of the scar and just keep going on until like the whole scar is completely white. And what that's doing, liquid nitrogen is very cold, so it's freezing the scar. I've researched this doctor years ago before I got this surgery. Honestly, I feel like I should have just went with him. He has a lot of research. I'll have to link the research down below that I found from him. I forgot his name, but he's in New York, as well as when I went to Lexington Plastic Surgery in New York. So I might be going back there eventually, not sure when, because this is a treatment where I believe you might have to get like a couple treatments, and I can't keep flying back and forth. That's expensive. But I think that would be the last option that I would try, would be the cryo shape or cryotherapy. From the research that I found, the reoccurrence is low, because I don't want to say it's not invasive, but because I guess it's not invasive as in like using a scalpel, cutting it off. Laser, because I don't know how laser exactly works, but I would assume it's kind of like burning it. At least that's how I've seen somebody got one off their ears, just like the laser just kind of cut it. But I know it's not that kind of a laser. But the research that I found, the reoccurrence rate is low, and it just affects the skin differently. Like the skin doesn't attack. And did my surgery, said CO2 laser and steroids injections, like interchange them. So this month I'll go get the laser, next month I'll go get the steroids injection, and just keep going like that. And it should take like a couple of treatments. But no doctor around me, one doctor office has it around me, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I've made appointments for them, and I just keep rescheduling. So it's just like, I don't want to keep going back there because I've annoyed them enough with that. And I want to research the cryoshape or cryotherapy a little bit more and see how that works. I feel like freezing it. I've always thought this, like when wart remover remove it, it's like it's liquid nitrogen. So like why wouldn't it work for a keloid as well? It's just freezing it and then it dries off and falls off. And that's the thing. It freezes it, dries up, and it falls off on its own, kind of as if a scab. It's not like you're just, you know, going in and cutting it off and then sewing it back together. So therefore the skin healing process, I guess, is different. I'm gonna look that link up for you guys so you guys can read it for yourself, and why his reasons for why he feels that it's better, and you know, his experience with doing treatment that way. But that's what I'm going for, is the steroids injections first. I'll try that for a couple of months, probably 6 months at the most. I go in November. I do have an appointment already set. I'm not gonna cancel it. So for the injections, like I said, I'm gonna have her focus on the outer areas. But if you have any questions about, I don't know, Kelaid, I feel like I've pretty much answered them. I feel like I've already answered all the questions I can about Kelaid. If you just have questions in general about your scarring or whatever treatments you've tried, go ahead and comment that down below. Anything you want to ask or just know or comment on, feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm not going to do the every 2-week update, because I just feel that with the way my scar is responding to Kelaid, it's like breaking down the scar tissue I said in the middle, but then the edges kind of make it appear as if it's not working, but it is, because you can see what is getting flatter and what scar tissue broke down. But it just, I guess it's just giving an off illusion because of the outer edges of my scar are thick and it's just moving slower. So that's why I'm not doing the every 2-week update. At most I'll do is like once a month. But if I see a bunch of questions and comments, I'll come back and I'll make a video just to simply answer that, and then show you guys my scar just for like a simple quick update. But the in-depth one, I feel like it'd be better if I just did it once a month. So like I said, I'm gonna get the steroids injections, and when I get the injection, I'll let my scar heal for that day, and then the next day I will go back and still continue to use Kelaid. I feel like 2 not procedures, but 2 treatments are better than 1, and it might really work together. So I really want to try that. So that's the journey I'm on. I will take you guys with me. I don't see why they wouldn't allow me to record. I'll just like kind of make note and let them know that I make these kind of videos. And I will link the articles to the other procedure I said I was going to get, like the cryoshape or cryotherapy. If I'm saying that wrong, you will see it on the bottom of the screen corrected with the right term of the procedure that I'm talking about that freezes the keloid. So I will find those articles that I had, and I will link them for you so you guys can learn about it. And I will try to find that specific article of the doctor that does it, and why he feels, or why he says that your skin would respond differently healing wise with that procedure. So I will see you guys in the next update sometime in October, probably the last day of October. And then in November, I will go get the steroids injections, and you guys can come along with me. So if you have any questions, like I said, or anything, just comment it down below and I will respond back to you, or I'll just make another quick question and answer video for you guys. So I will see you guys next month. Bye.